Good evening, it's your man Earl. Episode 256 on the calendar. Today is September 13th, and we have been in Secrets of the Vine, Bruce Wilkerson. Listen, if you don't have this book, I'm going to say it again. Stop by the Christian bookstore, the Fig Tree, and pick up this book. There are so many secrets. We have been talking about bearing fruit, and one of the biblical symbolisms or the Bible paints images, the Bible paints symbols, the Bible gives uh, analogies. One of those analogies is bearing fruit for the kingdom of God. And that fruit comes in righteousness. It comes in lives being changed. It comes in souls being saved. And in this particular book, it talks about how God uses different techniques to get us to bear fruit for his kingdom, for his glory. And today is episode 256, and I need you to get the proper fruit-bearing perspective. Today's subject matter is the proper fruit-bearing perspective. I'm going to say this. Listen to this. If you look at the future of a mature plant's point of view, there is a considerable amount of cutting or pruning or trimming in store. Okay? Once again, if you're looking at a mature plant's perspective or a plant's point of view, the plant is looking at the cutting, the pruning, the trimming. But watch this. What if you're the grower or the vine dresser? Then you're looking at the future of producing fruit, which is grapes or apples or blueberries or raspberries or figs. Now, what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to get you to understand is as you mature, as you grow, you have to develop the proper perspective. So you don't get confused on what's going on in your life. Okay? I'm going to say it again. You have to develop the proper perspective so you don't get confused about what's going on in your life. Another example, the testing of your faith. Okay? The testing of your faith. Many believers, many Christians, many followers of the way, when it's time for God to move and to strengthen and to develop and to cultivate our faith, we pull back. It gets uncomfortable. But if you're not preparing, God is going to prepare you. If you aren't preparing, God is going to prepare you. And some people, they bail. Once again, I don't hold any punches. I don't pull any punches. Some believers, they bail. Some believers, their commitment goes to nil. Their commitment goes to zero. You see people barely committed to Christ, barely committed to Christ, barely committed to Christ. I'm repeating myself on purpose. They got the fire insurance, but you can't find them anywhere. Okay? And guess what? It exposes you. And the truth is, you're not really committed to reaching the next level of abundance. That's in your walk with God. It's in your marriage. It's in all that you steward. You're not committed to reaching the next level of abundance. And yes, it's uncomfortable. And that requires the testing of your faith. Why? James chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. Let the testing of your faith have its perfect work, that you may be what? Perfect and complete, lacking nothing. In mature pruning, that is exactly what God is going to do. And that's going to come through multiple ways. I'm not going to sit and try to lay them all out, but I'm going to give you just a few, okay? Here's a truth. God doesn't apply pain when a more pleasant method would do just as well. Pruning is always, once again, pruning is always the only and best truth to our deepest desires. Okay? Pruning comes now, but the fruit comes later. Okay? Pruning comes now, and fruit comes later. I'll say it again. Pruning comes now, fruit comes later. Here are some arenas in the book for pruning the people who you love the most. I'm a witness of that. Do not make people an idol. Okay? Do not make people an idol. The people you love the most. Okay? Here's another one. How about your right to know what God is up to? Some of us are control freaks, got to know everything, and you demand that God tell you what he's doing. That's a no-no. God's going to prune that. Okay? God is going to deal with that. Okay, here's another one. Your love for success, your love for money, your love for status, your love for possessions, your love for titles, your love for positions in society. God is going to prune that. Okay? God is going to prune that. How about this one? The source of your significance. All right? All of us have an innate, natural desire to be significant. And if that's out of whack, God is going to prune that. No doubt about it. Okay? God's going to prune that. Once again, today is episode 256, September 13th. The proper perspective. Okay? You must develop the proper perspective on bearing fruit. God's going to ask us to let go of the reasons that we think he should be doing things, the reasons why we think we should be doing things. Okay? God is going to do what? Prune us of that. Okay? He's going to prune us of that. Last tip and I'm done. Your response to God's pruning determines the level and depth and the quality of the fruit that he's trying to produce in your life. We have to let him prune us. God is not going to fight us. God will prune us. He's not going to fight us. Okay? In pruning, how you respond makes all the difference. You can complain, rebel, compromise, or run away. Or you can do what? Develop the joy, the comfort, rest, the peace that comes to a mature disciple, and keep your eyes and your heart, your spirit focused on Christ, centered in godliness. Okay? Once again, episode 256. I know I'm kind of deep. September 13th, the proper perspective on bearing fruit. God bless you. God keep you. Peace.